Now, there's been a lot of outrage, in the United Kingdom regarding the new compulsory law, should we say, in the education system. Now, the LGBTQ+++, they have decided that primary school children have to be taught, be brought up to speed with their agenda in primary school. Now, let me ask, what is the age of the primary school student?
From 3 to 10.
3 to 10.
And they claim they're teaching inclusivity. As far as I'm concerned, you're not teaching inclusivity. No. Remember, 3-year-old to 10-year-old. What are you telling a 3-year-old about this kind of movement? If you speak to a 3-year-old, they don't even realize they're female or male yet.
Children can't even, they're not allowed to pick their bedtime, but they can pick their gender.
The innocence is still there. What they're trying to do now is erode the innocence of our children. You know what is annoying about this was a few years ago when they called it sex education. They gave parents like me, for example, had a choice, go in the school, sit down and watch what they were planning to show my children. If I did not like it, I could opt out, which is what I did for my children at that age. Now, they're not giving parents the choice. So basically, you're just going to reinforce, you're going to push this agenda without parents having a say. But guess what? We still live in a democratic country, and there's a lot we can do.
Absolutely.
Teaching my children or not teaching my children things like this should be my choice, personal preference.
Absolutely.
We are going too far when we allow government to tell our children things like this.
First tonight, she says it's against the will of God. That's the view of a London mother who's taken her son out of primary school in protest against lessons about same-sex relationships. And Izzy Montague says she's not the only parent unhappy. Lessons about relationships will become compulsory in schools from September next year, but incorporating same-sex relationships and transgender issues have proved controversial. Head teachers and campaigners say it's right for schools to promote inclusivity. Anna O'Neill has the story.
And then, crack! Out came their very own baby.
A group of 5- and 6-year-olds at a school in Dartford learning about different kinds of families.
It doesn't matter if it's a girl and a girl and a boy, or a boy and a boy, and then they get married, and then, yeah.
The head of this school is a gay man with 4 adopted children. He says it's important that children understand that same-sex relationships exist.
I think it's about 5-year-olds understanding that within their class there are going to be 30 children with all sorts of different families. My own daughter goes to a school, she has 2 dads. I wouldn't be having this discussion about teaching your child to swim. I don't think we should be having this discussion about teaching every child about differences within our society.
At the moment, schools can choose to teach about relationships or not. But from next year, relationships education will be compulsory in primary schools, and same-sex relationships could be part of that teaching. Some parents are not happy. This mother took her child out of school because she said it pushed an aggressively gay-friendly agenda. For her, it's a matter of faith.
It's not anything like race or age.
People are not born gay?
I don't believe they are. If you show me a gay gene, just like if you show me any genes such as like race or something indicative that is biological, I do personally believe that there is a biological drive, but because it's not something that you can determine by science to say that somebody is gay, you cannot say, well, somebody is born gay. It's a choice.
There you have it.
Disturbing.
Now, it is disturbing. And that's just a little excerpt from that video, because they actually showed the teaching, just like you saw right there on the board. That's so gay that, that shouldn't be used to demean people, because being gay is normal. It's just the type of person you are and everything like that.
It is not.
And you're
Excuse
teaching.
me. Like the fact that, like the mother said, there is no gene. There is no specific gene to say somebody or something is gay.
Right.
If it is meant to be something normal, why are we teaching it? We don't go and teach our children about crime at the age of 3 because we want them to know it exists.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things we don't teach them at that age because we want them to know it exists. What we should teach is tolerance. We're not doing that. We need to teach love. We're not doing that.
They mentioned that in the continuation of that, because there's an interview between the last guy that spoke there and the parent on BBC actually. So, and they were talking about exactly what you're saying right now, tolerance and
love
and compulsion, basically, because now you can't say no.
That's the part I have an issue with. And unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, I don't have children in primary school anymore, because if I did, I'd like to find out what time exactly that class would take place, and I'll go and take my child out.
Oh, you're a parent, you don't like what's going on, you have children in primary school, even in nursery, maybe they might decide to go there at some point. This is the time to speak against it, and knowing that as you speak, your words are not empty, but they are powerful and they will come to pass surely.
There are two things we can do. There are two sides of this equation. You are talking about the spiritual side. We're going to proclaim that this dies, we nullify it by the blood of the Lamb and in the name of the Lord Jesus.
Absolutely.
That's one. Two, there are now the physical things you need to do. You need to go to your child's school. You need to either write a letter or speak to somebody expressly, letting them know you do not like this. This is against your religion, because you can't preach inclusivity and then exclude me from the agenda.
Exactly.
You have an MP. Email your MP.
Right.
Write your MP. We know we are at the last of the days, but we don't keep quiet.
So writers, let us know, do you agree or disagree with what is going on, this agenda? Would you allow your child to be taught in this if you had a choice to say no? Because you do have a choice as a parent. So, and as a Christian, you have many choices. You have the power and the choice, actually, to make a change. So